All right, welcome to our last lesson on main idea for this week. Next week we'll be learning about something else. So hopefully by the end of the lesson today, you will know exactly how to find the main idea in a paragraph or a piece of writing, and it'll be super easy. So today we are combining ELA and social studies, and we are mixing them together for your activity. So in this lesson, I'm going to read some stories from children who live around the world, and we're going to learn what life is like for these children in their countries. So again, other kids might have different experiences, but we're going to hear from these kids, and I'm going to try and say their names as best I can, as well as the cities that they live in, but you all know how terrible I am with names and pronouncing things, so just bear with me. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a paragraph that I have chosen from each child's story, and your job is going to be to find the main idea and two supporting details that support it. So remember that the main idea is what the paragraph is mostly about, and the supporting details are sentences that help prove that what the main idea is, okay? So we are reading some Oxfam work, and you'll probably be learning about Oxfam in social studies later on. But we are going to be starting with Sadena, and Sadena lives in Brazil. Okay, my name's Sadena and I'm 7 years old. I live in a village in Brazil, which is the biggest country in Latin America. We live in the north near the Amazon River and the rainforest that goes around it. It's always hot here. For half the year, it's dry and dusty. Then the rain begins in January and lasts for months. I live with my mom and my dad, my 3 brothers, and my sisters. I'm the youngest in my family. My mom wakes me up in the hammock at 7 o'clock on most days when I go to school. I get washed and dressed and have breakfast with my brothers. My favorite breakfast is couscous with melted cheese. Our house is on the road which runs through the village. The walls are made from earth and wood with palm leaves on the roof. It only has small windows, which means that it stays cool even in the hottest weather. Neighbors often join our family to share a meal or sit and chat. One thing you'll notice is the palm trees all around. They're called babusu palms. In our village, we make our living from them. We have set up our own factory and we make soap using the oil from palm nuts. I often help my mom break the nuts to get the oil. With the money, I can buy exercise books or pencils for school in the village shop. I do lots of things to help out at home. I sweep the house and fetch water from the well. I wash clothes and feed the animals. My best job is helping my mom break babusu nuts. Every day I walk to school along the dusty road through the village with my friends. It only takes 5 minutes. I feel lucky going to school, especially when I learn a new word. After school, I play with my friends who live just across the street. We play elastico, which is a skipping game. Sometimes we play football or go for a swim in the lake to cool down. This is a quiet village and children can play outside together safely. I've got many dreams for the future. I love dancing and want to be a famous singer and dancer. Right now, I'd really like a doll. I imagine sitting in the cool shade by a well and playing with it. I also dream about the sea because I've never seen it. So if you want to quickly go over important things about Sadena, then you are welcome to check this out. So just pause the video if you want to have a read through. Otherwise, I'm going to keep reading and we're going to learn about Shaquille. My name is Shakeel and I'm 7 years old. I live in a suburb of the city Hyderabad in India. It's hot, dry, and dusty here, but other areas of India are lush and green. I have always lived here and my father was born here too. I live with my mother, father, and brother and sister. At home, we speak Urdu, which is one of the many languages that are spoken in India. The main ones are Hindi and English. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning just as the sun comes up. My brother sleeps in the same room. Mom and dad are already up. My mom fetches water from the tap in the street so that we can all wash, and my dad washes his auto rickshaw. This is a taxi with 3 wheels. We are Muslims and we say our prayers every morning. Then it's time to eat. For breakfast, I have salted parathas with tea. I like lots of sugar in my tea. Mom helps me get ready for school. At 7 o'clock, I go to school. My dad gives me a lift on his way to work. We see lots of monkeys on the way. We have a blue and white uniform at school. There are about 40 children in my class, and so it gets very noisy. I like craft and history best. I've got 4 special friends. At break time, we play football. It's so hot and dusty that some children prefer not to wear shoes. I walk home from school with my big sister and our friends. It takes us quite a while, but on the way, there's a very big tamarind tree. We stop and throw stones to break off the juicy fruit. When I get home, I milk and feed the goats. That's my special job. I like it because then I can drink the milk. I also help my mom get the evening meal ready by cutting vegetables. We eat dinner at about 7:30 p.m. I like dal, potatoes, and tomato curry. We all eat together if Dad is back from work. After supper, I watch TV or listen while my sister reads a story. By 9 o'clock, I am in bed. I sleep with my favorite pillow, which I don't like anyone else to use. A cool fan keeps me and my brother comfortable until morning. Okay, and again, if you want to have a look through, just pause the video and you can find some special things about Shaquille. Okay, next up is Sasha. My name's Sasha. I'm 8 years old and I live in Siberia, which is in Russia. Siberia covers a big area, but not many people live here because it gets so cold in the winter. That's why I have to dress up so warmly. I live with my mom and stepfather, my brother, and my sister. My grandmother, who I call Babushka, also lives with us. I've got 2 pets, Pushak, which means fluffy, the cat, and Filka, the dog. My stepfather is often away working, and since I'm the oldest boy in the house, I often help out. Every morning, I'm up early and I help look after my sister and dress her. I also share some of the jobs around the home. Every 2 days, I go to collect water from the well. My brother often helps me, which makes it easier. We borrow a sledge from our neighbor because the churns that we fill up with water are very heavy. Both of us pull together to bring the water back home. We take Filka with us. In the winter, I also clear snow from the path and bring in logs for the fire. I walk to school. It's not very far. I often run so that I can get there ahead of the other children and surprise the teacher by being the first in the class. There are 14 children in my class. I like reading stories, and at break time, we play chase and blind man's buff. After school, I help get our main meal ready. We eat at about 3:30. I'm very good at cooking. I especially like making pancakes, which we eat with jam. Life in Siberia is very different in the summer and the winter. In winter, my favorite game is making snow houses with my brother. It takes almost a day to finish a house. I make the inside flat and smooth, and then make little tables, chairs, and beds out of snow. I love the summer here. I help out by going with my mom, stepfather, and brother to collect chamomile flowers in the fields. These are used to make tea and medicines. We work from the morning until about 3:30 in the afternoon. I really like the work. The chamomile looks beautiful, and there are butterflies and bees flying around. In summer, I also like picking berries to eat and wild mushrooms, which I find in between the fir trees. Okay, and remember, you can pause it if you want to learn a little bit more about Sasha. Otherwise, we're going to learn about Mulliken. My name's Milliken, and I'm 7 years old. I live in a village called Gerba Sefer, which is high in the mountains in Ethiopia. My house is made of earth and wood, and there are trees all around. Near my house is a canyon. I go there with my sister or friends. We climb up on the rocks, and I can see for miles around. We watch the monkeys that live here. I live with my family all around me in a group of houses called a compound. I live with my dad, my older sister, and my younger sister. My grandmother also lives with us. She's special because she does all of the cooking and everything for us in the house. My mom works as a teacher in a school which is 20 kilometers away. It is difficult to travel so far every day, so she comes home at weekends and in the holidays. My uncle and his family live in the same compound. I see them every day. Sometimes my uncle lets me ride his mule. My cousin is like another big sister. Another special person who lives near my house is a village elder. He is old and wise and kind to us children. In my village, it's easy to find someone to join in my games. My favorite game is playing shop. We also play a game called Sengi Maksengo, which means Monday and Tuesday, and it's sort of a hopscotch. I started school this year. After breakfast, I walk to school every day with my sister. It takes about 15 minutes. I go to school in the mornings from 7:30 to 12:30. In the afternoons, a whole new group of children come to school. That's because the classrooms would be too small to hold all of us children together. Many children don't come to school at all. That's because most families here are farmers. When it's time to plow the land or harvest, lots of children are needed to help out at home. There's no running water in my house, so one of my jobs is to fetch clean water from a pump and carry it back. We always have to wash our hands before we eat. There's no electricity, so we use paraffin lamps at night and cook over a wood fire. Another one of my jobs is to collect firewood. Before I go to bed, I like to draw. When my mom is home, I cuddle up with her to sleep while she has a cup of tea. Okay, and just a little bit more information from Mulliken. There you go. Now it's your turn. So I'm going to be showing you the paragraphs for you to find your main idea and supporting details. But first, you're going to pause the video. In your home learning journal, you are going to write the date and your LO, which is I can find the main idea while learning about global citizens. So remember, pause the video and write that down in your books, please. All right, paragraph 1 is about Sadena. So I'm going to read it for you. I've got many dreams for the future. I love dancing and I want to be a famous singer and dancer. Right now, I'd really like a doll. I imagine sitting in the cool shade by a well and playing with it. I also dream about the sea because I've never seen it. So your job is going to be to write down the main idea and 2 supporting details. Okay, so pause the video and write down the main idea and 2 supporting details. All right, hopefully you did that. So paragraph 2 is about Shakeel. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning just as the sun comes up. My brother Shabir sleeps in the same room. Mom and Dad are already up. My mom fetches water from the tap in the street so that we can all wash, and my dad washes his auto rickshaw. This is a taxi with 3 wheels. We are Muslims and we say our prayers every morning. Then it's time to eat. For breakfast, I have salted parathas with tea. I like lots of sugar in my tea. Mom helps me get ready for school. So for this one, paragraph 2, you need to choose the main idea from A, B, C, or D. So is the main idea A, Shaquille and his family are Muslims. B, Shaquille's dad drives an auto rickshaw. C, Shaquille's family has a morning routine. Or D, Shaquille's mom helps him get ready for school. So choose A, B, C, or D, and then tell me the 2 supporting details that back up the main idea. Okay, and remember to pause the video so you can get this done. All right, here's paragraph 3, and this one's about Sasha. I also share some of the jobs around the home. Every 2 days, I go to collect water from the well. Vanya often helps me, which makes it easier. We borrow a sledge from our neighbor because the churns that we fill up with water are very heavy. Both of us have to pull together to bring the water back home. We take Vilka with us. In the winter, I also clear snow from the path and bring in logs for the fire. So again, you're going to choose from A, B, C, or D. So is the main idea A, Sasha has jobs to do around the home. B, the churns they fill with water are very heavy. C, Vanya often helps Sasha. Or D, in the winter, Sasha clears snow from the path. So choose if it's A, B, C, or D, and then write your 2 supporting details for this. Okay, and remember to pause the video. All right, and we're on paragraph 4, Mulliken. I live with my family all around me. In a group of houses called a compound, I live with my dad, my older sister, and my younger sister. My grandmother also lives with us. She's special because she does all the cooking and everything for us in the house. So for this one, you need to tell me what the main idea is of this paragraph and 2 supporting details, okay? So please pause the video and get that done now. And that's it. So remember to take your time. If you need to go back, and that's fine, you can do that, but read them carefully and always think, what is the paragraph mostly about? Okay, remember that supporting details need to be related to your main idea. So they can't be random. They need to tell you facts about the main idea or help add detail to the main idea, okay? So that is something for you to remember. So this is due on Sunday. You only have those 4 paragraphs. You don't have to write the paragraph, you just have to write the number. So you could put number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then write what the main idea is and the supporting details, okay? And remember, use the video, watch it as many times as you need, and be sure to pause it on the places that you need. And good luck. Try your best. And I know you guys will do awesome on this.